Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a bit of a special video for you. It's different than what I normally do. We are doing a X-Men character tier list ranking thing, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. There's over like 200 characters on here, so we're gonna try to be somewhat quick with this, but it's probably gonna take a while. And also, there's probably a lot of characters that I won't register or like recognize at all, and that's because I am not, an X-Men expert yet. I'm an enthusiastic, aspiring X-Men expert. There's still some pretty big gaps in my like early 2000s or maybe late 90s X-Men reading, so keep that in mind too. All right, let's get started though. Cable. Starting with Cable, and I might start controversial here. I don't like Cable. I think he's quite boring usually, and let me just say I haven't read so much Cable, so that opinion may change in the future. I don't want to be so declarative on my opinion of him, but I'm going to put him in a solid no. I'm sorry. Oh, and just to go over the tiers here, it's Omega level, excellent, good, 50-50, meh, no, throw them in the hole, and I don't know who this is. Anyway, Professor X. Okay, but also, like, Professor X is not really a stand-up guy always, but he's always a super interesting character. So Professor X gets an excellent. Colossus is a character I actually really like. I like the very big, strong, softy, artist at heart sort of archetype, but they also don't really do much with Colossus, like, ever, and when they do, it's usually, like, not executed in a super fun way. I will put him 50-50 for that, though. I'll be nice to Colossus for now. Okay, Cyclops. Clearly, Omega level. Great character. Come on. Pivotal leader of the X-Men. Ruby Quartz Visor. Optic Blasts. Jean Grey. Emma Frost. Ogling Psylocke in that one issue. Anyway, Deadpool. I don't really like Deadpool that much. A lot of his humor relies on just sort of like random quirkiness, edgy, weirdly like early 2000s humor that hasn't evolved too much. I'm gonna throw him in the hole. And he'd probably thrive down there too, so it is what it is. Emma Frost, this is my favorite Marvel character. This is my favorite X-Men character. The White Queen, she presents this very cold exterior, but she's got this very warm heart, cares about mutants and the longevity of mutant children. Super funny, super witty. Just a super fun character with a super fun power set. Did I mention she's super fun? Gambit. Another character that I like somewhat, but also doesn't get utilized too much. I'll probably throw him in the 50-50 along with Colossus. Havoc. Okay, I know there's a lot of Havoc haters, but I kind of like Havoc. I think he's funny and silly and pretty awkward and strange. That makes him appealing to me. I will also put him 50-50, but I think some people are going to think it's crazy that like Colossus and Gambit are here with Havoc. Mystique. I love Mystique. Krakoa era Mystique also especially was super thrilling and fun to read. All those machinations and whatnot, bring me back my wife type stuff, but also super fun in Claremont era, leading the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, working with the US government and stuff. Very cool. Omega level. Nightcrawler. Also Omega level. Nightcrawler's awesome. He's amazing just in Uncanny X-Men by Claremont. He's amazing in Excalibur. And he's amazing in the heart of the team whenever he shows up, really. He's always just got some really nice wisdom to impart on everyone, despite his own problems that he might be dealing with. Rogue. I gotta say, when it comes to Rogue, something about this character never really clicked with me, didn't really resonate with me. And as much as I have problems with the series, overall I do like it, I should say. But I'm talking about X-Men 97. The characterization of Rogue in there made me really like her a lot more and made me a lot more interested in her, and has sort of retroactively colored past things I've read of her now too. I don't know how that happened, but now I'm kind of more on the Rogue side. I'm gonna give her a good. Armor. Armor's cool. I like Armor a lot. Cool power set. Shows up in New X-Men first, I believe. So Grant Morrison creation, is that right? but also super underutilized. That's not Armor's fault though, and that's not a lot of these characters' fault, but I guess that's sort of how I have to rate them, just based on the characterization that I know. I'm gonna give Armor a 50-50 too. Beak! Speaking of new X-Men by Grant Morrison, Beak's fun, and Beak was enjoyable for, you know, the times he's been in books, and he was also in the New Mutants by Yila for the start of the Krakoa era stuff, trying to just live a peaceful life outside of Krakoa, I think was it. I'm gonna give him a meh though. I mean, Beak's fine, but also Beak is just Beak. No disrespect to Beak. Bishop. Bishop's kind of another character that I never really, you know, was like, man, this guy's super cool. I want to read more about him. I'm super interested. He was sort of just there, doing his own thing. He's like the detective in New X-Men. He comes in there. That's kind of interesting, but ultimately I'm giving him a no. Can you tell there's like a style of character I don't like? Look at this, Cable and Bishop right here. Candy Southern, well, I'm going to add her here too, because I mean, she's fine, but also, why did they add Candy Southern to this list? It's just, whatever. Darwin, the mutant who can't die, died? Okay, sorry. I don't know too much about Darwin outside that silly meme. I'm just going to throw Darwin in the hole. He'll adapt to it. Karma. Now, I'm a huge New Mutants fan, a huge original New Mutants fan, and Karma was one of the original New Mutants. She's one of the more underutilized ones in the book since Claremont sort of writes her out, then folds her back in later. But she's a New Mutant. I'm gonna give her good. She's so cool. Plus, look, she's one of the coolest power signatures. Her and Psylocke, super cool power signatures. Moira McTaggart. Okay, this one's interesting because Moira has been retconned. If you don't know, the many lives of Moira X, she's got this really, really crazy mutant ability where when she dies, at the time at least, it would reset the entire universe. So she'd lived like basically multiple lives out, trying different things. Part of House of X, Powers of X. Really good story. I recommend it to anyone who wants to get into Krakoa era X-Men stuff. You sort of have to read that one first. It's the gateway. No pun intended with the Krakoan gateways. This is hard actually though, because Moira was awesome. And then the retcon happened. And I was kind of on board with it, and it was kind of still awesome. And then it really started going downhill, and the character just became gratuitous, I guess would be the best word I can say for it. I don't know. Just became kind of bad. Maybe there's still potential there, especially when she became like Robo Moira. Quite bad in my opinion. Let's do 50-50 though. I think maybe there's still some potential here for some future good Moira stories. Mondo, also in Ayila's New Mutants, but aside from that, I've not read too much of him. He's fine, but I'm gonna just put him in no for now. Monet, another character I've only read a little bit of, but I think I really like her, and I think if I read more, I'm gonna really, really like her. So I'm gonna put her in good, because she's made that much of an impression on me already. Pixie, Magic Stole My Soul, Pixie's fine. Pixie has like a weirdly morbid moment in Legion of X about like, oh, I haven't died yet. I died and been resurrected yet. So she goes and intentionally gets herself killed. I think that's Pixie. I'm pretty sure. Strange character. Meh. Polaris is cool. I really like Polaris. Awesome displays of power. Like the attitude she puts on sometimes. I liked her in Havoc back, Outback era and Outback adjacent stuff. I'm gonna give her 50-50 though. I think it's fair to throw her along with Colossus and Gambit here. Oh, and look, and I'll put her next to Havoc. That's adorable. Sabretooth. I like Sabretooth. Cool villain. Ineffective, sometimes embarrassing villain. Can we just talk about how during Mutant Massacre, this dude, he fights Psylocke, gets beat. He fights Daredevil, he gets beat. He fights Wolverine, he gets beat. He fights Power Pack, he gets beat. This man gets beat by Power Pack. All of those were still fun to read though. I'll put him in 50-50. Sage. Never really cared too much about Sage. Gonna put her in meh. Thunderbird, you're okay, man, but you just aren't around that much either. I'm gonna throw you in meh. Same with you, Warpath. Sorry, guys. I would like to see more from you guys. That'd be kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon. X-23, I really like Laura. She's a really good character. I'm gonna put her in good. Abigail Brand. Stick your finger in Beast's eye hole, Brand. Sorry. Let's... She's okay. She's okay. She's meh. I'm gonna put her in meh. Apocalypse. Fantastic villain. Omega level villain. Come on. I could read so much Apocalypse. Speaking of, I need to read the Heir to Apocalypse miniseries. I hope that's good, and I hope the voice of Apocalypse is captured well in there, because I also really liked Krakoa era Apocalypse, and him sort of still trying to impose his ideology on them, despite it maybe not necessarily aligning with what they were going for. Boom Boom. I've got a soft spot in my heart for Boom Boom. I recently picked up the Secret Wars 2 issue, which is her first appearance, like the purple cover. I think it's part 6. I don't know. Also shows up in Ayila's New Mutants. Speaking of that moment with Beak, that's where she shows up drunk and like does the boom boom stuff that she does. She's cool though. She was also in Exterminators, and that's really fun, and I love Inferno, so I'll put her 50-50. This is sort of the hurdle here to get past the 50-50 mark. Brian Braddock, I'm actually going to put him above the 50-50 mark, because I think he's an annoying guy, but that's part of the character, you know? He's full of it. He's annoying, he is emotional, and he doesn't react well to things very often, and he doesn't know how to deal with those emotions, but that makes him such an interesting read, and it's always handled very well from what I've read, especially original Excalibur stuff. Caliban. No strong feelings about Caliban. I'll throw him in the meh. Copycat, I don't know who that is. Dakin, you can't make me care about him, I'm sorry. Man, maybe something will pop up where I care a little bit more about Dakin, but no. Daniel Moonstar. Omega level, come on! I just told you I was a New Mutants fan, right? Original New Mutants fan. Daniel Moonstar, Danny, is like the leader of the New Mutants. You can say it's sort of split between her and Sam Guthrie Cannonball, but we know, it's Danny. She's the central character, she's the one that Claremont gives the most to, and rightfully so. She's awesome and fascinating, and I like her a lot, and I didn't like her in New Mutants the movie. Moving on. DJ. This character's not ringing a bell. I don't know who this is. Dr. Cecilia Reyes, speaking of the New Mutants movie with the bad interpretations of most of the characters, no to her in general though. Dust, cool character. I would like to see more done with her. 50-50 for now. M-Plate. I haven't read too much, but I also have not cared too much, so that's a no. Fabian Cortez can also be a no. Hope Summers. Had a really good Immortal X-Men issue. Had some cool moments on Krakoa. That's mostly where I know her from. Did read some Generation Hope stuff, which was pretty cool too. Let's see. I'm gonna give her 50-50. Let's throw her 50-50. Juggernaut. Nothing can stop this man. As far as like being attached to the X-Men, I don't really care that much about Juggernaut though. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna put him no. I'm sorry, maybe that's a hot take. He's just Juggernaut, you know? Is what it is. Actually, I do really like when he fought Dazzler and he cried because he almost thought that he killed her because he was a big fan of her music. He gets promoted to meh for that. That's a good moment. Krakoa. I mean, I gotta put Krakoa up there in excellent just for being the foundation, literally and metaphorically, for the entire era of X-Men that we just experienced. That was amazing. Lady Deathstrike. Don't care much about her. No. Lady Mastermind. Similar. I don't care much about her either. No. Glob. Love Glob's character design. Also just kind of a big sweetheart. I'm going to throw Glob in the 50-50. Not that they do much of the Glob, but he does actually show up pretty frequently, I think, for a minor character. Lifeguard. I've only seen this character a couple of times. I truly almost don't know them, but I'm for now, I'll throw them in the hole. Lila Cheney, I think she's okay. A New Mutants character, Sam Guthrie's girlfriend for a little bit. I don't know what the current status quo on her is. She's got her cool teleportation powers. Let's put her in meh. Just, she's meh. She's, not to diss her, she's meh. Maggot. Don't really care about Maggot. No. Magma. Now, Magma's a New Mutant, and therefore, I should ascend her to greatness. But Magma herself was not ascended to greatness in Claremont's original run. She was a character that wasn't, she wasn't written out, but she wasn't written about either, really. I did a whole analysis video on her during Claremont's run, and that one was almost like tough to piece things together for her. But she still has moments that are great. She's still part of like a really fantastic New Mutants run. She does do blackface in her first appearance. A little weird, Claremont. Meh. Let's put her in meh. Malice. I just read something with Malice. What was that? Regardless, I'm gonna throw Malice in meh. Mastermind. There's definitely interesting Mastermind stuff, as I'm sure we all know, but I'm also gonna just throw him in meh in general. Megan. This may shock you guys. This may be one of the more controversial takes that I'm about to do. Omega level. Megan is Omega level here. Empathic shapeshifter, phenomenal characterization in Claremont and Alan Davis' Excalibur run, and yes, that's the best she's ever been written, and she frankly has not really been written really well at all since then, from what I've read at least. But that stuff is phenomenal. It blows me out of the water with how good it is. So, and her especially in there, I really, really like. And I just thought she was such a sweet character, a hurt character, just a baby bird you wanna put under your wing and teach them to fly again. Okay. Anyway, Mercury. I don't know who that is. Nate Gray. Throw them in the hole. You cannot make me care. If these are characters you like, please know I'm like, when I'm being a little sassy to them, when I'm giving them a little attitude, it's with some love in my heart too, because they're all X-Men characters, they're all mutants, and I still love and respect them all. No Girl. Yes, Girl. I'm gonna put her in meh. Cool cool concept for a character. Again, they don't do much with her. I did like some of the New Mutant stuff with her with Vita Ayala's run, though. Vita Ayala did a really good job with writing New Mutant characters. Pete Wisdom. Oh man, is that the guy that's part of the weird group or whatever? I forget, so I'm just gonna put I don't know who this is. Prodigy. Haven't read too much, so I'll put meh for Prodigy. Pyro. Interesting. What should I do with Pyro? What to do with Pyro? That's not his accent. Let's do. I'll put him in meh. Quentin Quire. Now, undeniably, Quentin Quire has made an impact, but I find him pretty annoying, so I'm throwing him in the hole. I was pretty happy he was part of just Ben Percy's X-Force run during Krakoa mostly, because I stopped reading that because I didn't like it so much. And then after that, I didn't really have to see Quentin Quire that much. Rachel Summers. Phenomenal character. Again, I turn your attention to Claremont's and Alan Davis's Excalibur. That is where Rachel Summers has been written the best ever. She's not been written as good ever since. That is my belief. But there is still good stuff with her that has been written afterwards. So it's not like there's only one good chunk of Rachel Summers stuff. There's good Rachel Summers stuff out there. I'm just saying, the Excalibur Rachel Summers stuff, mwah, chef's kiss, beautiful, wonderful, phenomenal. Slipstream, throw them in the hole. Snowbird, throw them in the hole. Vulcan, he's kind of cool. An angry Summers brother, we love to see it. I'm gonna give him 50-50. The stuff I've seen from him and in X-Men Red, like, he's got a tude, he's fun to be included in a story. I'd like to see some more. Wild Child. Throw them in the hole. You cannot make me care about Wild Child. Even though the Hellions run was good, Wild Child was not a great inclusion, I think. Surge. Surge is kind of cool. I haven't seen too much of Surge, but let's put Surge in meh. Oh my god, Bay the Blood Moon. Who made this list? There's some funny inclusions on here. This was a part of the X of Swords event. This is the character that Doug ends up marrying. They're kind of cute, I guess. I'll put her in meh. Is that even still a thing? Is Doug still married to Bay? Where is Doug in the current From the Ashes era? Black Tom Cassidy, respect a little bit, but also don't care, so I'll put him in meh. Blob, I like Blob. Blob's got some cool moments, but yeah, I'll put Blob in meh. Callisto also has some cool moments. Leader of the Morlocks, that's pretty cool, pretty rad in and of itself. I'll put her in meh too, though. Destiny, right next to Mystique. Very cool character. Precogs are just super awesome. Destiny had just a amazing Krakoa era run. Mystique and Destiny crushed this era, that last era, I guess. I wonder what they're up to nowadays. Is Destiny around? I hope so. Elixir, also somebody who kind of crushed it. But I'm gonna put him in meh. Empath. Okay, we got a little Hellions action here. One of Emma's original students at the Massachusetts Academy. Empath is a dirtbag, though, really rotten to the core soul, but that makes for some fun reading and some fun moments. I'm gonna put Empath in meh. Eye-Boy, mostly no Eye-Boy from X Factor. Was Eye-Boy also in the Wolverine and the X-Men by Jason Aaron run? Can't really recall. Not too interested in Eye-Boy, though, although he was kind of a better character in that X Factor run. Okay, his powers are cool too, and the way they was utilized. I'm gonna put him as meh. Fauna, don't know who that is. Fenris, these guys, let's put them in the hole. Gabby could be fun, and I like Gabby interacting with Laura a lot, obviously, but also Gabby feels somewhat like a nothing character sometimes, despite me really wanting to like her. And there's runs of hers I really do like, but for some reason there's something hollow about her too. I'm gonna put her 50-50, but you know, I wish she could ascend higher, but they've got to do something more with her. Gateway, cool power set, super helpful during the Outback era, cool during Hickman's run too, his Avengers run. 50-50. Artie. I'm a big Exterminators fan, like I said, of the Inferno era. Let's put Artie in meh. Artie and Leech are just kind of fun. Grey Malkin, meh. Beast, Beast is complicated. I'd really dislike Krakoa era Beast, but I do like New Defenders Beast, and I also like, you know, original Beast, who was kind of normal and more well-adjusted. I'll put him in 50-50, although, you know, he's close to meh because of Krakoa era Beast. Hellion, throw him in a hole. Icarus, throw them in the hole. Betsy Braddock, I really like Betsy. I'm also just like considering, you know, Betsy from the Claremont era. I know the Quanon stuff makes it complicated, like what is Betsy stories and what aren't Betsy stories. I'm gonna put her in excellent though still. I really like Betsy. Especially, come on, we just talked about her taking down Sabretooth. That's an awesome issue. Idol, who did not last very long as a member of the Great Ring of Araco. Another character that can see into the future, although her tongue was cut out, so the actual prophesizing didn't really go on after that. Thanks, Tarn. Thanks for doing that. I'm going to put her in no, though. Jamie Madrix, pretty cool character. The power set's really interesting, especially like the retention of information thing that he can do. Let's put him in meh. Cape Pride. Come on. One of those characters that just, I think everyone likes Kitty. Kitty is written very strangely sometimes by certain authors, but who hasn't been at this point, I guess. She's an excellent character. Psylocke Quanon. Now, specifically Quanon, I've not read that much about you know, her. But I have read some Krakoa era stuff. Would like to see more. I do like Betsy better than Quinnan. I'll put her in meh for now, though. Could win me over with more stuff, though, for sure. More just the lack of, like, I haven't read that much. Leech. Where did I throw Artie? Artie and Leech gotta be together. They're besties. Where is he? Well, oh, there we go. Meh. I was gonna say meh anyway for Leech. Although Leech's power is, like, pretty awesome as a thing to just shut down other people's powers. Legion. I'm gonna put him as meh, or sorry, 50-50. Magneto. Obviously, Magneto is an Omega level character. Just super compelling. Really tragic in a lot of ways. And really powerful and cool and fun to read. So, absolutely throwing him as an Omega level. Marrow, throw them in the hole. Storm, Omega level. Another phenomenal character. Life Death alone, I mean, whew, that whole arc that was butchered by X-Men 97, might I add. Life Death in that arc shouldn't have been like 1 or 2 episodes. Come on. No complete disrespect to the show. Just, you know, Life Death and Inferno, I feel like they didn't do very well. Just because the comic versions are so good. Wolverine. He's good, okay? He's not excellent. He's good. I mean, obviously, people just get a little burnt out on Wolverine sometimes, but I'll read a Wolverine story. I like Wolverine a lot. I want to see Wolverine all over the place. Just not all over the place, okay? Iska the Unbeaten. Awesome power set. That can be used against her, as we saw when Magneto took the Seat of Loss. If you read X-Men Red. I really like this character. I thought she was super cool and had a really strong personality too. Which makes sense based on her always winning. That's her mutant ability. She cannot lose. I'm going to put her as good. I left a big impression on me. I would like to see more of her. I don't know where she is right now. John Greycrow. Also, can't really make me care too much about him. Throw him in the hole. Lila Miller. Okay, throw her in the hole. Sorry. Also, it is what it is. Mask. Mask is a little troublemaker sometimes. Mask has a cool power set too. I'm gonna put Mask as a meh. Mr. Sinister. I think some of you guys got like pretty Mr. Sinister oversaturated during the Krakoa era, but I think he rules during Inferno, and I think he rules during basically the entirety of the Krakoa era. Sorry, I'm a sucker for Sinister. Even if I didn't like the Sins of Sinister event as much as I thought I would, or as much as I could have, still, I'm gonna give him excellent. Nanny. Omega. No, Nanny is really fun though, and I do want to see more of Nanny. Hellions characters stand out, her and Orphan Maker. I'm gonna give her 50-50. You might be thinking that's a ridiculously high ranking for Nanny, but hey man, I enjoyed reading her. Judgment Day, mother effer, as she says to Sinister. Nature Girl. I like her eco-terrorism era. That's kind of interesting. One of these days I want to do an analysis video on X-Men Green. I'm gonna throw her 50-50. Proteus. Cool character. Put him in meh, though. Quicksilver. Sorry, I don't care. Throw him in the hole. Rainboy. Also, I don't care. Hole. Red Root. Red Root's cool. Basically the foil to Krakoa. Meh. Did they ever save Red Root? Remember when, like, on the little black market thing or whatever in the other world, Red Root got sort of captured and enslaved? I don't know. Did they ever save Red Root? I know Storm wanted to. Rhapsody. Hey, Hellfire performer. Don't really care, though. Throw Rhapsody in the hole. Rock Slide. Oh, man. Now, if Wrong Slide was on here, Wrong Slide would be moving up here. I do like Rock Slide a lot, too, though. Unfortunately, is Rock Slide, like, gone forever? In honor of Rock Slide's death, 50-50. Rusty Collins. Oh my goodness, I've not read anything of Rusty in forever. I think literally since like the Exterminators run in Inferno and that X Factor stuff. What have they done with Rusty? He's kind of cool though. I gotta put him in no though, just because there's not much going on with him past that. Sebastian Shaw. Hellfire stuff. That does pique my interest as an Emma Frost fan. He's a good adversary to her at times, and he's a good little nefarious scheming businessman to keep around in the X-Men universe. I'm gonna put him 50-50. Cool powers too. Selene the Black Queen. Ah man, I'm hugely a fan of Selene. I want to put her in excellent even. She's just got so many phenomenal moments. When she's like chasing down Rachel Summers in New York City, when the New Mutants go to Nova Roma and she's there just like sacrificing people into the volcano. When she rolls up to the Krakoa Quiet Council and was like, "You need someone like me on the council because you guys have no magic knowledge." Come on. Excellent. Shark Girl. Throw them in the hole. Don't care. Cool design. Skids. I also thought Skids was cool. Put her next to Rusty. But I would like to see more Skids too. Spiral. Maybe a hot take, but you like also cannot make me care about Spiral that much. Or the Mojoverse in general for that. Throw her in the hole. Scarlet Witch? No. Sorry, I don't care that much about Scarlet Witch either. Tarn the Uncaring. Speaking of the man who cut off Idol's tongue, speaking of the man that lost his seed of loss to Magneto, Tarn has the ability to telepathically alter DNA, and that is an amazing Omega level feat. I will say Tarn was not around for long. Tarn was around for a good time. A good time, not a long time. So 50-50. Tempo. No. There's some cool tempo stuff, but not really clicking with me too much. Tempest. I'd have to say the same thing, honestly. Toad. Throw Toad in the hole. Valerie Cooper. Valerie Cooper is a pretty interesting character. I'm going to throw a meh her way. WizKid. WizKid was cool in Exterminators. WizKid was cool in Sword. WizKid is cool, but also underutilized and sometimes annoying. So, meh. He has certainly been yassified, though, since his original appearances. Longshot. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do Longshot. I'm gonna give him a no. Chamber. Chamber's kind of cool. Cool design, cool powers. I'll put Chamber in meh. Domino. Oh, Domino's an interesting one. What was Domino in early on Krakoa era? X-Force stuff? Maybe. Oh yeah, because they were cutting off their skin and stuff, or whatever. I like Domino. Meh. Feral. Throw them in the hole. Iceman. I want to like Iceman, but they never do too much with Iceman that makes me excited. He was cool, like when he was sort of doing Omega level power stuff, but then he got that really unfortunate death, which he came back from, of course, during the latest Hellfire Gala, which I just that issue just rubbed me the wrong way in its entirety. That's not his fault though. I'm gonna give him a no though. He's about to show up in Exceptional X-Men. I guess he just did as the cliffhanger, but we're about to see his role in there next issue. Jean Grey. Come on, fantastic character. One of the OG X-Men. You gotta throw her up there. Even though I didn't throw Beast up there, or Iceman, for that matter, and I certainly won't be throwing Angel up there when we get to him. Jubilee. Jubilee's awesome. I'm gonna throw her in the 50-50 though, just because the Mallrat thing is sometimes too blown up, and I want more character stuff. But the stuff that we've gotten was pretty good. But they have gone askew with Jubilee also. So, Madeline Pryor. Look. If I'm throwing Selene as excellent, I'm throwing Madeline Pryor as Omega level. Come on. Like I said, Inferno is phenomenal. One of my favorite events of all X-Men comics, of all comics in general. It's chaotic. It's messy. Yes, that's Madeline Pryor, baby, and get used to it. And this is, again, why I was upset with the Inferno treatment in X-Men 97, because it didn't make any sense even, really. She's just suddenly like, I'm Madeline Pryor. And you're like, oh, why? What? Where'd you get that name from? You just like, you thought you were Jean Grey a second ago, learned you were a clone, and now you're saying you're Madeline Pryor. In the comics, there's a reason for that. It's a cruel joke from Sinister. And also, she's like, I'm the Goblin Queen. And then you're like, what? There's no like connection to the goblins of Limbo or anything like that in this show. So you guys are just, you're ringing the bells, but you didn't do the work. Whatever. I'm going on a little rant. Let's see. Magic. Oh my god, guys. Omega level. Come on, please. If you haven't read it, do yourself a favor and read Magic's origin story, which is a 4-issue limited series, I believe, by Claremont called Ileana and Storm, and it's about her time in Limbo. So good. Read that, then read her coming into New Mutants. Trust me, you'll love Magic, you'll understand why she's up here, and she's got great contemporary stuff too. She's been like pretty consistently written well, I think. Let's see. Shatterstar, throw them in the hole. Siren, just a no for me. Stepford Cuckoos I really like. I'm curious to see, Destiny made some predictions about them and like them separating stuff and some different pathways that these girls might go on. I'm curious to see if that ever gets played out or if it's just forgotten in the weeds of Krakoa. Excellent though, excellent characters, super fun. Sunspot, also excellent. A New Mutant, gotta throw him up there. He's great. Roberto da Costa, really good stuff. Had a good run with the Avengers too. I mean, he's done stuff outside of X-Men even, and he had some awesome stuff in X-Men Red too. But mainly a big fan of him in Claremont's original New Mutants. Angel, as I said, Angel will not be elevated to Omega level status. Unfortunately, Angel may be a no for me. I'm sorry. Banshee. Banshee's a meh for me. That's right, I'm putting Banshee above Angel. You know it's true. Is this Cannonball? This is Cannonball. Cannonball's gonna go right next to Sunspot. Very, very close also to being, both these guys are pretty close to being on the Omega level tier for me. But I'm gonna just put them slightly below. But fantastic characters, great friendship there too. Dazzler. I love me some Dazzler. I'm gonna throw Dazzler up there as excellent too. We're starting to get to some of these mutant characters that just really like clicked and resonated with me. Dazzler is super fun because she's trying to always balance out that performance lifestyle, but also trying to do right by her community. So that's just an interesting read. Cypher, another New Mutants character. I just did an analysis video on his sort of ideological evolution through Claremont's New Mutants. He's pretty fun. He's whiny in that run. He crushes it and kills it in the Krakoa era. His powers are cool. I'm gonna give him good though. Forge. I like Forge. Meh. Richter. Richter had some cool stuff during the Krakoa era. Haven't read too much otherwise. I'm gonna put him in meh though. I like the little Apocalypse Richter stuff that they were working together on. Sunfire. Sunfire's cool. I don't see too much of Sunfire, but I really like Sunfire. I'm gonna give him 50-50. Sync. Sync is also cool. Had some really poignant stuff in the Krakoa era, in my opinion, especially like that Wolverine story with him. Let's do meh. Warlock, New Mutants, and come on, what an endearing friendship Warlock has with Doug. Can I do anything else but put them on the same tier list? They work best in synergy together. Wolfsbane. Oh, another New Mutant who I really like. Wolfbane's such a sweetie, and like the religious trauma that she goes through in the original New Mutants run, like, is so sad, and it really endears me towards her. And I hope she's doing okay. Outside of that, I feel like there has been a lot of missteps with her writing, but is what it is. I'm gonna put her in good. Cassandra Nova. Good stuff with Cassandra Nova. Quite the Charles Xavier hater. You gotta respect that a little bit. Just kidding, Charles. I'm gonna give her 50-50 though. Christian Frost. Dude, I forgot Christian Frost existed. Jesus. Okay, I'm the world's biggest Emma Frost fan, but like, what are we doing with Christian Frost? I'm sorry, dude. Straight to the hole. Straight to the hole you go. Corsair. Corsair's okay. I'll give him a no, though. Dr. Nemesis. Who cares, really, right? Who cares? Maybe you do. That's cool. I don't. Fabio Medina. Is that Gold Balls? Gold Balls rules. I liked him in like the Miles Morales Spider-Man stuff too. 50-50. And the Krakoa era stuff is cool with him too. Franklin Richards. Oh, this is controversial to throw in here. Is Franklin Richards even considered a mutant anymore? There's such a push and pull, it seemed like, between Slott and Hickman over like whether or not Franklin was in play for the mutants. Franklin's pretty fun though, and I will always really remember the moment when he was younger and he talked Kitty out of jumping off a ledge there, letting herself dissolve into the wind after she was injured during Mutant Massacre. So he saved her life. He talked her out of that. Sweet moment. As just a kid. 50-50. Jumbo Carnation. Gotta put some respect on Jumbo's name for all the design work that was done during the Hellfire Galas. Gotta put some respect on Jumbo for that, but we're still gonna put Jumbo in a no. You just barely escaped the hole, Jumbo. Lilandra. Throw in the hole. Molly Hayes. Oh, I always forget that she's a mutant. But I really like the Runaways, so honestly, good. And I like the little moment where she picks up Wolverine. Orphan Maker. Orphan Maker is going to go. Where did I throw Nanny? Nanny was really fun, and Nanny was partially really fun because of the dynamic that she had with Orphan Maker. So 50-50. Peepers. I think there's a Krakoa era moment where like Magneto sees Peepers, and it's just kind of this sweet moment where he's like, "Oh my God, Peepers! I haven't seen you in so long." And Peepers is like, "Oh, Magneto, it's always so nice to see you." And there's just like this very funny mutual respect between the two. Not that there shouldn't be, but it's like you don't see that with Magneto that often. So because of that, I will allow Peeper to escape the hole and just be a no. Saturnine. The Emma Frost lookalike. The character people always confuse with Emma Frost because she also wears all white and is a blonde woman, and they make her look like Emma Frost sometimes. She's interesting. What is she? The Omniversal Magistrix or whatever? Comics are fun, aren't they? We say crazy things. I'm gonna put her in meh. I like her in Excalibur, and I like the dynamic between her and Brian Braddock. Sobunar of the Depths, another Quiet Council member, another member of the Great Ring of Arakko, who quite literally has an ocean flowing through his veins, and he uses it to help terraform Mars during Planet-Sized X-Men. I want to put him in good. I want to put him next to Iska the Unbeaten. I want more Sobunar. Give me Sobunar, give me death. Strong guy. Cool in X Factor. Haven't seen too much Strong Guy other than that. Gonna put him in a meh. Strife. Throw him in the hole. The Shadow King. Good villain. Good villain in the Ayala's run. Good villain against the New Mutants. Good villain against the X-Men. 50-50. Tommy Shepard. Don't care. Xylo the First Defender, another member of the Great Ring of Arakko, who does die somewhat. So, put him in there. Somnus. Oh, this was the new character that was introduced during like the Pride issue last year or 2 years ago. Then was part of the Marauders run. That was. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you a no for now, but I just don't know that much about you. You can still prove yourself. You can ascend higher on this list. Blindfold. Blindfold's cool, and we like precogs. Blindfold and Legion are cool. 50-50. All right, guys. I went through everyone here. I feel like there's like key X-Men characters that were not on here that are missing. Maybe there's not. Maybe not. I don't know. Was Colossus on here? Yes, he was. That was like the first one we did. I'm just thinking of, I have statues over there, so I'm like, did we hit every character I have a statue of? And I think we did, because I have Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, Emma Frost, Gambit, and Jean Grey. Isn't this good content, me just pointing off screen and telling you I have statues that you can't see? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit different than my other videos, a little more casual. So please let me know if this is a style of content you'd like to continue seeing, or if you want me to shut up and stick to my omnibus reviews, my comic reviews, and my analysis videos. Let me know. All right, with that, you all have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.